The island that everyone dreams of visiting, with stunning waterfalls, trendy cafes, and amazing beaches. While it's tough to fit everything you want to do in Bali into 1 week, I've created a 1 week itinerary that's going to show you some hidden gems, avoid everything that's overrated, and only focus on the best things you can do. That'll leave you feeling like this is the best island in the world. Let me share with you the best 1 week Bali itinerary that you won't find anywhere else on the internet. Your journey will likely start off in the airport. Make sure you have your visa filled out if you need one, customs declaration, tourist tax, and sometimes a health form. But that'll vary based on when you're coming. They'll ask for all of those once you arrive, so make sure you have them already paid and filled out so you can get out of the airport quickly. From the airport, I suggest heading to Canggu first. It's a great area to get to know Bali for the first time. The best way to get there is by Gojek or Grab. Both are rideshare apps like Uber, and the price of the ride should be about 220,000 rupiah. I usually find that Gojek is cheaper. Depending on how much time you have and how jet lagged you feel, day one is basically just going to be heading to the beach. It can be either Batu Bolang Beach or Canggu Beach, just whichever one is closest to the place you're staying in. If you surf, board rentals are only about 50,000 rupiah, and this is a great spot to do some surfing. The sunsets here are also amazing. End off your night with a nice dinner at any of the amazing spots here, like Penny Lane, Beach Boy, and many others, which has prices of about 100,000 to 150,000 rupiah for an average plate. Or if you're more on a budget, then head to one of the smaller warungs here that just serve hot and ready food, which a plate will be under 50,000 rupiah. That's it for the day though. Tomorrow will definitely be a more action-packed day. For day two, we're basically doing a full day around Canggu, so wake up and have a delicious meal at one of the many amazing cafes. The one I highly recommend is Copenhagen. The food just tastes so fresh and delicious, and I gotta shout out the matcha here, by far the best one I've ever had. Next, rent a scooter. You do need to be a confident driver, and just make sure you have your balance. It's a lot more similar to riding a bike than driving a car, to be honest. The Canggu streets are better to learn on than Ubud or Uluwatu, so practice a bit before taking your bike, and make sure they don't charge you more than 100,000 rupiah for a bike. You should be able to get them here for about 70 to 80,000 rupiah. Make your first trip to one of the many markets here like La Brisa to get some cool Balinese souvenirs. Also, one thing to keep in mind is that most markets are open on Sundays and the best prices are in the morning. So if you want to get some things, whichever part of Bali you're in, head to a market on Sunday for the best prices and selection of items. Next, head out to Tanalot, which is a stunning temple in the water. Just spend some time walking around these grounds and admiring the beautiful temple here as well. The ticket costs 75,000 rupiah, and they have the iconic Bali gates here as well. After that, head back into Canggu and spend some time at one of the amazing beach clubs here. The one I recommend is Finn's Beach Club because it's free to get in and you can just chill for a while here and have a good time. The food here is also really good, so I'd recommend grabbing some lunch here, but it will be more expensive than most of the other spots in Bali. End your time in Canggu off by either staying in a beach club for the rest of the day, which after being there you'll probably want to, or head to one of the many workout classes around here before making your journey out to Ubud at night. The ride is just under an hour and should only cost around 115,000 rupiah to get there. Also, just before you leave for Ubud, have dinner at K&A Grill, which has some of the best ribs and chicken satay in all of Bali, and the prices here are really cheap for those too. Start off day 3 by waking up early and heading to the Tagalalang Rice Terrace. I recommend getting here just before sunrise for the best photos and to have nobody there at all either. I've also heard of people scamming that you have to pay for parking or to get in, but none of that is actually true. It's both free to park and free to get in as well. The views here are stunning. It's just really fun to walk around here. You'll get some great photos and the drone shots here are insane too. After that, head to the monkey forest for one of the most fun experiences. We're literally witnessing a war going on right now between them. This is insane. It's so cool to just see the monkeys walking around here. You're basically living with the monkeys in the same space here, and I recommend getting here early too because it gets really crowded after. Next, head back to the place you're staying in and get a floating breakfast. They should be at most like 500,000 rupiah if you end up ordering a lot, and it's just a really fun experience to have one, and eating in the pool is a lot harder than it looks. After eating, it's time to head up north and get to the area with all the waterfalls in Bali. This is where most of them will be, and you can just choose whichever one you want to go to and head to any of them. I'll have a list of Google Maps pins you guys can download just below, and you'll be able to see all the best waterfalls and where they are. It'll also have all my favorite restaurants and recommendations in all of Bali as well. I love using them when I'm planning my trip because it helps plan what to do and which area it's in, and it's easy to see how far everything is from there. So click the link in the description to get them all for free. After checking out the waterfalls, it's time to do a tour of a cocoa farm. Some of the best chocolate in the world comes from Bali, and this tour will show you the entire process of getting the cocoa and turning it into chocolate. You can even try the inside, which actually tastes like the fruit mangosteen. They let you try all the chocolate they make after, and then there's also a restaurant full of chocolatey foods to eat. But now it's time for a real meal, and one of the best places for ribs is at Warung Kayana, back in Ubud. Really cheap prices and honestly really delicious. That's basically all I need to say about this spot. After that, just head home and end your day off early because it's time for a really early morning wake up call. It's way too early for this. It's time to do a hike up Mount Batur to see the sunrise. The only real way to do this is in a tour, so make sure you book one beforehand because they do fill up quickly and it's actually pretty busy on the hike too. The hike is about a 2-hour uphill climb, which then you get to a lookout spot and you get to see these stunning views. You'll also be able to see some smoke coming from the volcano. After the tour, you go back down the mountain and they'll take you to some hot springs to just chill at after the hike, and then you'll be taken to a Luwak coffee farm, which is a popular coffee in Bali made from a civet eating coffee beans then pooping them out, and then they clean them and roast them. It's good to try here and it tastes less acidic than regular coffee. When you get back, have some lunch in Ubud. One place I really like is Blend Cafe, which has really delicious smoothie bowls. After lunch, head out to Sidaman to go make some silver jewelry. There's a few places around here that all make it, but we went to Agung Silver and made our rings there. Nearby is a nice rice terrace that you can go into called Sidaman Rice Terrace. Just a nice spot to walk around. But after that, make your way back to Ubud and have some amazing dinner at one of the many great restaurants here. This time I'll recommend In the Compound, which serves traditional Indonesian food all made with natural ingredients. Next day is another early morning, clearly a theme here in Bali, but necessary because if you don't wake up early, you'll be stuck in crowds. So for this sunrise, we're heading to Ulun Danu Bratan Temple. This is the beautiful postcard view temple that you've likely seen, and is just such a beautiful sight at sunrise before anyone is here. The price is 75,000 rupiah for a ticket. This is also a really important temple for Balinese people because when Mount Batur erupted, the lava from the temple went all over the land but stopped right at the walls of the temple, so it's viewed as a very holy place. Nearby, you can check out more waterfalls like Git Git, Leke Leke, or Sekumpul. Have a swim there or just admire the beauty of them. They're really one of the beautiful natural sights of Bali that can't be missed. There's also a famous gate nearby called the Handara Gate, but I recommend just driving by it and snapping a few photos like that. You have to pay for parking and a photo when you're there, so I don't recommend it. After that, head to Sanur Harbor to catch a ferry to get to Nusa Lembongan. This is mostly a chill island, pretty small as well, and it will just be a nice spot for a chill evening. So head to check out the Devil's Tears and watch a nice sunset here. Unfortunately for us, it was cloudy. Then head for a nice Balinese massage to end off your night and head to bed. Wake up and head to the Yellow Bridge Harbor, which is where you'll catch the boats to get to Nusa Penida. The boat tickets can be bought there and they leave right when they fill up. Once you get on the island, grab a scooter and watch out for the roads because they're much worse than the ones in Bali. The main road is fine, but it's usually when you get on the side roads that it gets pretty bad. And then make your way towards Kalingking Beach. And now we've arrived at the famous Kalingking Beach. And honestly, it looks so much cooler than I would have imagined. Absolutely stunning spot to get amazing photos, and there's some monkeys running around here too. You can take the hike down, which is basically climbing straight down a cliff, and it takes about an hour to get to the beach, but you can't even swim. They're building an elevator down now too, so not sure if that'll be built yet by the time you go, but it'll get really busy down there for sure. The hike definitely keeps people out. If you're not down for the hike, which I'm not sure if I would recommend since the views are definitely better from the top, and you can't swim there, then you'll have some time to head to the manta ray spots and go scuba diving or snorkeling with some manta rays. This is such a cool experience that I highly recommend. To end off your time on the island, head to Penida Colada Beach Bar to just chill and have some food before heading back on the boat to get to Sanur. From Sanur, walk a bit away from the harbor to get cheaper Gojek prices and make your way to Uluwatu. Check into your place and just have a chill evening and some dinner at one of the many restaurants here. There's also a lot to choose from here, all in the Google Maps pins linked below, but let's recommend a nice pizza at Disco Pizza Palace. Head back in for the night and get some much deserved rest. I promise tomorrow won't be another early morning. Wake up and head out to Chella for a delicious breakfast, and then just head to Padang Padang Beach, which you'll have to pay 15,000 rupiah for, but honestly the nicest beach in this part of Bali, at least in my opinion. Today or tomorrow is likely your flight day, so just enjoy the rest of your time you have here on the beach. You can surf or just chill, and they have barbecues going for when you get hungry and a DJ in the evening. For a stunning sunset, head to Karang Boma Cliff. It's one of the most beautiful sunset spots in Bali. After that, you can head to Uluwatu Temple for the famous fire show, and then head out for another dinner in Uluwatu. For your final night, if you want to go crazy, head to Ulu Fish Market and try their delicious food. We went all out and had 4 plates and 2 drinks and spent around 550,000 rupiah for the full meal. That's it for this video. Please like this video because it really helps me out, and subscribe to see more, and I'll see you again in the next one.